Oh, and the race is starting. Let's see what we get from the uncle's house right away.
Looks like the first item is just a little bit of love.
Every little piece adds up in the end.
Now getting a map check already.
I saw a crystal at Eastern and in the desert.
And it looks like the red pendant was at Tower of Hera.
Ooh, and a nice early hammer. That does lots of damage and opens up a lot once they're able to get the power glove or the mitts. Joey getting a nice early bomb drop will help him not have to farm up during the escape.
The hammer can be a little trolly. You gotta be real careful about those hitboxes.
Yeah, and sometimes it can bounce off their sword too. It's kind of interesting to see Datlossit not killing so many of these guards throughout his way. Not trying to go for a bomb drop.
You think maybe he's hoping that there'll be bombs in one of the chests?
That or he's just waiting until the sewers where there's lots of snakes and stuff. Datlossit going straight to the guard, only takes 2 hits to get the key from him. And a lonely arrow in Zelda's chest.
That is the nice thing about the hammer, being able to do tempered sword damage right away. So while they're going through the sewers here, what item do you think is going to end up being their go mode?
It's really hard to say right now, because there's a lot of Dark World that really changes up what you need for go mode. If you really want to get mean with it, have Swamp be required and have the mirror be the go mode item. And Datlossit really did wait until the sewer to kill all those rats at once with the hammer, And did end up getting his bomb drop that he wanted.
It's only one, but it's all he needs.
And the key rat not escaping Datlossit this time around. And Joey Mittens gets in one hit too. Ooh, a nice early lamp. Don't have to do dark rooms now. And a fire rod, so they have
So
lots of
both
fire sources.
Yeah, both fire sources in the back of escape.
Now I'm kind of hoping that they get both like the book and the glove over in Kakariko's to see a route divergence between Death Mountain or the desert area.
I think that lost track of how many items he found.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pay attention sometimes when you're just going through there to count where that burrito is, that nice map.
I'm a little confused by what Joey's doing.
He re-entered, then exited, so he can talk to them to get his hearts back.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Ooh, and an 8 bomb pull from the tree. Now they don't have to worry about bombs for the Kakariko village.
Looks like a heart container on the lumberjack ledge.
Well, that's a weight off their minds. It's not very many people want to do egg in them. It looks like another heart container down in the thieves' hut. Datlossit doing another tree pull. That one being the tier 1, getting only single rupees from it. And just a 5 rupee at the mushroom area.
Let's see what Blind has stashed away in his basement today.
Small shield, arrow upgrade, 50 rupees, and bug net. That puts them over the 100 rupee threshold, so they can go and buy from the bottle merchant right away. And bombos.
And bombos. Joey picking up his bombos medallion.
And nothing too important in the Kakariko well. Some extra bombs is nice. Ooh, flippers from the bottle merchant. Datlossit not going for the chicken clip this time. Gets only 50 more rupees from there.
Yeah, the chicken clip is fun up until you soft lock.
Yeah, having to save and quit and have to make the long trek back to get Grief Village is not very fun. And Joey missing the chicken clip.
Got 5 rubies hidden in the library, so we won't be needing the boots for that.
Yeah, I think at this point, they're hoping to find some extra rupees, so once they do south of Link's house, they can make her swim up to Zora.
Datlossit starting on his Kakariko, or his Light World South loop.
We're grabbing some extra hearts for safety, because those crabs deal a lot of damage at this early stage.
Yeah, those crabs can be very trolly, dealing 2 hearts of damage with the green mail.
Finding more bombs in the swamp chest. They're not having any problems finding bombs this seed at all.
And some soggy power gloves.
At this point, they just need the Moon Pearl to get to Dark World. Bomb upgrade, heart container, a bottle, a little bit of rupees, and another heart. Wow, this is very healthy seed.
I think that Datlossit was lamenting the loss of that magic refill. Oh, Joey taking an unfortunate death.
Yeah, hitting those bolt arms with a hammer is very difficult to do. They're just so fast. This time he does pick up some extra hearts to be safe during it. Wow, at 9 hearts already. For Datlossit. Joey said enough is enough with the hammer. Time to bring out the fire rod to kill these mold orms.
And now he's seeing these heart containers thinking why he couldn't get them sooner.
Yeah, and getting the bottle too over in this area. It'll probably be a while before they go visit the sick kid. And yet another heart container. 10 hearts.
This seed really loves our runners today.
Unfortunately, they're both 50 to 100 rupees away from being able to talk to Zora and get what he has.
But they can still check the waterfall on the ledge, so they might find another 50 rupee drop.
And there it is. It is really being kind to them today.
Let's see what's for sale today.
Just some extra bombs. And Datlossit, not liking that, returns one back to him.
Oh, that cracks me up.
Datlossit looks like he's making his way over to the Eastern Palace area.
Having the lamp this early means we won't have to worry about any darkroom navigation.
Another player trying to throw the bottle into that fairy to see what she has today. You can always get a nice bottle refill or a bee in there.
It's always nice when she hands you a red or blue potion. Joey picking up his luxury bombs.
Big key in the first chest of Eastern.
And it looks like Joey's going to make his way to Eastern himself, so both players going the same route so far.
Yeah, it does have the most items with up to 6, depending on where the last item in Eastern is. And they're probably holding off to go up to Death Mountain until they get the mirror or the hook shot first.
Yeah, you definitely want to cut down on the number of trips you make up the mountain. And we got our first sword.
Datlossit saving quitting out of Eastern, probably going out to Death Mountain now.
He at least knows that there are no items on Armos Knights.
Yeah, with finding that cape in Eastern, it does open up Aghanim as well with that sword.
And without the mirror, you can't really get anywhere else in Death Mountain other than Spectacle Rock.
And there's the Moon Pearl. We got Dark World access now.
So close to Aghanim.
Only a heart container on top of Spectacle Rock and a 20 rupee on the inside.
I imagine at this point, Datlossit would start heading towards the Village of Outcasts.
It is possible, too, to clear out Skull Woods, but with the Fighter Sword, they're probably not going to do it right away. So once Joey has access to the Dark World, it'd be interesting to see if he goes to Kakariko Village first, or if he goes down from Link's house and gets Hype Cape and works his way around.
Alright, it looks like Green Pendant is at Blind, and the Red Crystal looked like it was at Swamp Palace.
And then Turtle Rock is also another pendant, and the other 5-6 crystal being Mothula in Skull Woods. So Ice Rod won't be required and won't be the trolley item they're going to be searching for at the end.
It looks like Datlossit is making a beeline for Mothula.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anyone go straight to Moth before without being in Go mode. Joey Mittens does go by the Lynx area to go to Hype Cave first. Maybe he'll make an early dip into Pod. And
The Titan's
Mitts.
Mitts. Master Sword and half magic in Hype Cave.
Hype Cave is very hyped today.
Here's some hammer strats on Mothula.
Getting some nice good hits in too. That was a very easy moth fight for him.
It was very clean. I'm impressed.
Now he's just gonna go re-enter it, guessing to go and claim the item and work his way backwards. And with that Titans find, it actually makes running it this way a lot easier because you can actually pull that rock in the way.
And Datlossit death warping after finding the bloomerang.
Alright, 0 to 30 or 1 to 30 digs. Wow, that was a lot of digs just for 300 rupees. Joey Mittens can do hammer pegs as well, but it looks like he's choosing not to for the moment.
And it looks like we have another sword in the back in the Skullwoods big key chest.
So now we know where 3 of the 4 swords are, and it'll make killing enemies a lot easier. The difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword is huge in this game.
Joey's heading into Thieves Town. I imagine he'll check the first 4 chests and dip out if he doesn't find what he's looking for.
And the other boomerang's in there. Datlossit, checking what's on Bumper Cave, not liking what he sees, and just walks away from it. Five arrow upgrade, being the second item in Thieves Town.
Datlossit making his rounds through the village of outcasts, not finding anything too useful.
And Piece of Heart was the third item in Thieves Town, so maybe if Joey finds one more, like he said, maybe he dips out right away, or they gamble on the green pendant being an item.
I take it back, the bow at the chest game.
Wow, and that means Helmasaur's open now too. Along with Eastern to finish.
Joey making his way into Skull Woods.
I'm interested to see if Joey's call of leaving Thieves Town early after getting 3 items, if Datlossit is going to do the same thing, or if he's going to go all the way to find the 4th.
It looks like Datlossit's going to keep going. Joey checking the front half of Skull Woods, which we already know has nothing of value.
Ooh, Joey getting grabbed by the Wall Master. This time bringing out the Fire Rod to deal with those Gibdos.
Yeah, Wall Masters can be a real pain, especially if you lose track of them.
Joey probably really happy finding his 3rd sword before fighting Moth.
Datlossit heading into the basement.
The stun prize looks like it's a little bit of healing. So I'm sure he's going to boomerang all these enemies and kill them to get those hearts back.
Having half magic going into the Mothula fight definitely makes this an easier battle for Joey.
Datlossit starting the blind fight. 3 quick hits on him. And a flawless fight with blind. Just 4 more bombs.
And a floating boomerang to boot. Joey's having some trouble with Mothula right now.
Yeah, with just having green mail, it's a very difficult fight. He is going back for a rematch. Datlossit starting at the digging games, having to dig many, many times. And he is going to pick the 300 rupees.
And Joey dropping down for round 2. Much nicer fight this time around.
I really enjoy seeing Datlossit's little bit of frustrations whenever he gets something he doesn't like. This time tossing the boomerang over at Stumpy for giving him 20 rupees.
Datlossit on his way to his tempered sword.
Joey made it save and quitting out of Skullwoods after finding his second item. Probably going to go to Pod as well with Datlossit.
Looks like Datlossit's going to sidetrack to check what's on the pyramid first.
And possibly Catfish. That is a very long trek to go up there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how isolated Catfish is, especially when you don't have the mirror.
Yeah, not having the mirror and already checking the Zora area makes it not a check you want to do. So he's going straight to Pod after checking the pyramid. Draven hits 2 going straight to Pod after checking the pyramid. So I think they're either going to find Flippers, Mirror, or Hookshot here to help them progress.
And it looks like Pod would have been bow locked.
Yeah, so that's pretty good that they started over in Thieves Town and finding that bow right away. Oh, that's right. Flippers were already found on the Bottle Merchant. So they can actually go into Ice Palace for it as well.
It's always so satisfying seeing a clean Mimic room.
Datlossit, going to the back first and checking those 2 chests in the front.
And the mushroom in the harmless hallway.
And the ether medallion. Datlossit, setting up a death warp. Not finding
And
too much
Deku
value
Spit.
in the dark maze.
Datlossit picking up his basement key and opting for another death warp.
Going
Joey setting up his death warp.
17 hammer hits to Helmasaur and a couple sword slashes, and this boss should be done pretty quickly.
Looks like Helmasaur is giving a little bit of fire this time around. And we have butter.
However, that means the progression is not here over in Pod, so where will he go next?
It'll either be Ice Palace or Death Mountain, I think.
With Datlossit grabbing his mushroom means he's going to be heading towards the witch's hut, probably to fill up a bottle and possibly turn in that green pendant that he has.
Yeah, it's going to spell trouble for Joey if that green pendant ends up being something important.
If Mirror being in the witch's hut,
It's definitely one less thing to worry about now.
the Tower of Hera is now completable.
Joey finishing off Helmsor and getting his stick of butter.
Lawson's going to be turning his green pendant. Let's see what he holds today.
Datlossit leaving a little something extra for him.
He's just going to go to Acer and finish up and grab that next crystal. Meanwhile, Joy looks like he's going to make the Ice Palace play.
Ice Palace tends to either go really well or really poorly.
With Butter Sword, I don't expect the boss to give them too much trouble, but with Green Mail, it could make a different story.
He also doesn't have the hook shot, so he may need to use a bomb jump.
Yeah, not finding a key in that first chest means that he either has to make that bomb jump or go all the way down, find a key, and come back up later. Yeah, lost. It's starting the Armos Knights fight.
Cleans up rather nicely. Joey's heading into the fireball room, and it looks like he's going to opt for the bomb jump.
And gets it on his second try after falling not the first time. Datlossit heading for the Dark World, which means he might be going towards Swamp Palace.
Yeah, finding the mirror at the witch's head has definitely given him the advantage.
But never mind, he's checking some other mirror locations first. Possibly bringing the frog back home. And I don't think either player has turned in the bottle of the sick kid yet.
Joey finding 20 rupees in the big chest for his trouble.
It looks like Datlossit is actually going towards the Ice Palace now.
And that's the problem with the green mail at Cold Stare.
Looks like Joey's gonna go and do Spike Cave, I believe.
Without the hook shot, Spike Cave is all he can do. And he finds the hook shot.
So he might be staying up on Death Mountain after this. So he'll be able to get everything besides what's in Turtle Rock up on Death Mountain and the floating island.
Joey heading into Paradox Cave first.
Datlossit nailing that bomb jump. Let's see how he sets up this one.
Joey getting rewarded with the Cane of Burma. And a flute.
At this point, looks like they're one Canis and Mario away from possibly Go mode, depending on what opens up Misery Mire.
Looks like just 20 rupees on the floating island.
And Datlossit getting that other bomb jump, and it doesn't look like there's too much in there on that right side of Ice Palace. Big 20, the iced tea room.
So no progression in Ice Palace either.
Datlossit really knows his bomb jumps for Ice Palace. It's pretty impressive to see.
Joey finding a little more love in the Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, outside of Ice Palace being a crystal dungeon, that death in Ice Palace might have actually helped Joey.
Silver arrows in Hookshot Cave. That's nice to find.
Datlossit also getting Cold Stare stuck in the corner makes a very quick fight out of it.
Looks like we're getting a Turtle Rock check. I believe Bombos was the medallion.
That is correct. Datlossit with a mirror looks like he's heading up towards Tower of Hera.
With Tower of Hera being a pendant, I would definitely want to limit the amount of time I spend in there.
And Joey's been picking up a lot of the heart pieces since he doesn't have blue mail just yet. Just trying to maximize the amount of hearts he has.
And the sick kid giving him a little bit of love too.
The first item in Tower of Hera being a 20 rupee, and finding the boss key in the second. He's probably glad that he doesn't have to do the coffee break room just yet.
It is important to note that Datlossit did not check Spike Cave, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes back for that or not.
Maybe he nopes right out of Tower of Hera. Joey turning in his mushroom, finally getting his mirror.
Now, looks like Joey's going to head to Meyer at this point. And it looks like Quake is needed for Meyer.
So that is another item away from Go mode then. Just a shield upgrade over in the Meyer shed.
And the Shuffle and Checkerboard Cave.
Enjoy checking Agina's cave as well, making one quick trip out of this desert area. Just a little bit of love in Agina's cave.
Datlossit about to pick up his flute.
Five arrow upgrade over on the desert ledge. And desert is boots locked.
Well, that's certainly unfortunate. He might still be able to get something for his trouble, though.
First item being a green potion.
Datlossit left Death Mountain. He never got the hook shot.
Ooh, and Spike Cave is a hard place to come back to. At this point, it's only the item up there for him, so it'll be a while before he comes back for it.
Joey's going to use the green potion from Desert to give Cold Stare another visit.
And with the hook shot too, he can now check the right side a lot easier.
And Datlossit playing the sick kid a little tune.
Datlossit going into the Desert Mire area.
I've noticed that Joey uses a different setup for the giant Stalfos room than I've seen.
Datlossit about to find out that Desert is boots locked.
And it looks like Joey is going to go ahead and full clear Ice Palace, much to his disappointment, I'm sure.
Yeah, double dipping after dying to Ice Palace is gonna take some time away.
I'm curious to see where the boots are going to be stashed away now.
Yeah, at this point it could be many different places, like it could also be on pedestal.
I'm curious to see where Datlossit's going to go next.
Well, neither player has turned in the frog yet or checked hammer pegs yet, so it looks like he's probably gonna do that next.
Joey taking out some frustration.
Possibly looking for some hearts or a fairy drop.
And Cold Stare Part 2.
And Datlossit being the first person to check the hammer pegs.
Joey's down to 1 heart. But he manages to pull it off.
And a big 20 in the hammer pegs. At this point, I think Joey's gonna go in Swamp Palace and finish that up while he can still.
Well, he found the book at least.
Yeah, and getting that before doing the purple chest, he'd be able to do both at once. Check Bombo's tablet and turn in the chest.
And that'll give him an excuse to check Ether Tablet and Spike Cave.
And he's running in the shovel as well.
And there's the boots. That could actually be a problem for Datlossit because now he's even less inclined to go check out Death Mountain again.
It also opens up King's Tomb and Bonk Rock, so he might be able to get those two as well as doing the Graveyard Ledge.
And Joey's making his way into Swamp.
A little bit of love in that first chest and a big 20 on Bombos. Yep, it looks like Datlossit is going over by that graveyard area. Get those 3 items.
Datlossit with a slight advantage in number of crystals, but it's really going to depend on how long it takes him to find that hook shot.
He's currently checking a lot of the overworld, so I think he's gonna find it fairly shortly. Joey gonna check left side of Swamp.
No flooded keys today.
And the king's tomb was buried with his riches, 300 rupees there. So it looks like Datlossit is also going to go to catfish at this point. If he finds a Candace Mario, it might bring him even further away from the Hookshot Cave. Hookshot in Spike Cave. Wait, that's right, he still needs Quake to even open up Mire.
Datlossit finding nothing but rupees.
Well, he's gonna go finish up Desert at least.
And the cane's in Swamp's flooded basement.
So with that, he could make a dip into Turtle Rock if he needs to.
Finding the big key in the waterfall room and decides to double back for the big chest.
Using Fire Rod strats to kill land molas, only 2 per land molas. Right, very quick. Just for another piece of heart, and his next crystal. Datlossit finally making his way up Death Mountain again.
Yeah, without Quake or the cane or Hookshot, there are no other dungeons he can really go into at this point.
Joey killing Argus with 2 spin slashes just for 300 rupees. Datlossit checking the Ether Tablet. Getting just some more bombs.
And dashing right past Spike Cave.
It looks like he hasn't even been into Hookshot Cave yet. Because he hasn't found his silvers yet, which is we're in Hookshot Cave.
Well, he didn't have the boots or the hook shot, so his first time through here, so he wouldn't have been able to check anything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now, it is possible for the hook shot to be on that first chest, but we already both know it's not.
Joey getting his boots, he might be making his way down to desert at this point to finish that up. Datlossit finally going into Spike Cave to get his hook shot.
I imagine he'll take out quite a bit of frustration on this chest here.
Yep, a couple of slashes there. Meanwhile, Joey gonna go do the side quests over for turning in the blacksmith and the hammer pegs.
So at this point, with the Canis Maria found and Quake being missing and required, what do you think is the worst case scenario right now for these two runners?
Well, obviously pedestal, with like if they find the ice rod over in Turtle Rock somewhere. Because for Joey, he hasn't even finished Thieves Town because it was a pendant. So he has that in the back of his mind as well, that there's an item there left.
I'm imagining the ice rod on Laser Bridge with Quake on the pedestal.
Or Powder on pedestal, which has Quake. Joey getting all these other overworld locations marked off before he goes and does desert.
Looks like Datlossit opting to skip the left side of Swamp. That may play out to his favor at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I imagine they're both feeling a little bit behind. Joey with a couple of deaths, and Datlossit taking a long time to find that hook shot. Joey opting not to check the tablet. They do both have the... Or Joey has the 5-6 crystal, so he might be going to go to the big fairy.
Datlossit heading into Argus. Just barely shy of a 0 cycle.
Datlossit has been very impressive with these boss fights.
And it looks like he's heading back in to finish it up. Meanwhile, Joey heading back into Desert to finish off Lanmolas.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like Turtle Rock is where they need to go next.
Looks like Datlossit might actually be heading to Fat Fairy first.
Datlossit smacking the bomb to try and make it go faster. Fortunately, that's not how it works.
And the fairy just giving a little bit of love. Well, looks like it's time for Turtle Rock.
Joey decided to use silver arrows for this Landmole's fight instead of the fire rod.
Oh, that's right. Datlossit could check Hookshot Cave now if he manages to remember that.
Yep, going straight towards Hookshot Cave to go get his silver arrows now. And Joey gonna go finish up Eastern Palace to get his next crystal before making his way up.
I'm curious to know. Oh, and there's Quake.
Right in the first chest. So now we're in go mode for Datlossit. Depending on where the big key is in Misery Mire, it could be one quick trip straight to the boss.
I'm really curious to know what Datlossit's thoughts were when he found the hookshot.
Sword Beams really makes that room in Misery Mire a lot easier.
Joey heading into the Armos fight.
Just a small key in a map so far for the first two chests in Misery Mire.
And having silvers makes that very easy quick fight.
And the big key behind the torch room over in Misery Mire.
Looks like Joey's on his way to check the ether tablet and hopefully head into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I don't quite remember if it was Datlossit or if they both went into Tower of Hera.
Now, Joey skipped Tower this first time up, and I think he's going to go ahead and get the two items here as well.
Datlossit with his bow looks like he's going to be doing bow strats for The Misery Mire boss.
Well, when you have silver arrows, it's pretty much just target practice.
And Joey fell in this room. And now, getting his last crystal. Where do you think the Ganon Tower Big Key is going to be?
Any one of 22 locations. I usually pick the vanilla chest, just because I'm that mean.
I like picking number 6, because I like going the right side first.
Joey on his way to Turtle Rock to get his medallion.
Caught a fairy in his way there, just for a little bit of added safety.
See a couple of interesting guesses. 14, 19, 22. That'd be tile room.
Alright, so Joey
And-
getting his medallion. Gonna be going to Misery Mire right after this and try and go mode it.
Item number 1 is a big key, and so is item number 2. Sorry, small key.
And 1 through 6, isn't it? Just 2 pieces of heart, 20 rupee, and another bottle.
Let's see what we have on Bob's torch.
And it's the big key, there it is. Just sitting up there the whole time.
Item number 7.
Ganon must have been trying to burn that key so no one can get up there. And M. Kozler being the only one to guess 7. Congratulations, you win.
So there were 2 big keys on torches this seed. Datlossit opting to skip the fairy room.
Yeah, not having powder or any mail upgrades might be a little bit of danger.
Joey picking up his Misery Mire big key.
Datlossit pulling out his silver arrows for this Nalmo's 2 fight. And with 3 quick hits, finish it really quickly.
Yeah, you can definitely tell Datlossit has put in a lot of practice on these bosses.
He's definitely making the Ganon look trivial.
Looks like Datlossit is opting to skip the tower chests.
Seeing how well he did with all the bosses, he probably feels really confident going into getting a fight without needing anything else.
And leaving behind a present for the Moldorm 2 chest.
You just have to wait and see if Joey Mittens picks that chest up or not.
I won't lie, I like seeing what's in there. I'm getting a very clean triple on Aghanim.
And in 4 cycles takes egging him out.
Joe's making his way towards Ganon Tower. And cheese facts from Ganon.
At this point, it's Datlossit's game to lose. Takes a couple falls to Ganon. I'm pretty sure he has this.
He would need to fall about 2 or 3 times to make this close. Out of curiosity, do you have a favorite Ganon quote?
No, not really. I like what Uncle says at the start of the game way more. And then sometimes checking the tavern guy for the puns.
Datlossit finishing up with a very clean double shot. And B-Torp was here.
Joey Mittens also going to the right side first. Joey Mittens mirroring and starting to go to the left side to find the big key on the torch. With like how long it took him to find the hook shot, he still was able to clear out the game in less than 2 hours.
Not finding the hook shot after so long definitely hurt him, but I'm still very impressed with how well he did. His boss fights were very well executed all the way around.
Joey Mittens too also avoiding the fairy room. Jumping Skeleton kept on avoiding his sword slashes. Joey down to 1.5 hearts, but he does have that fairy in hand. Datlossit looks like he's going to be joining us for an interview soon.
Joey with another clean Lanmo 2 fight.
And the big 20 on the pedestal, yet again. Hello and welcome, Datlossit.
Hey,
GG.
I was really nervous again in there. My nerves was just off the top. Like, I was actually gonna go for the card Ripple, but I didn't get the RNG for it. It's actually possible. Also, my question: who got the hook shot first?
Joey
did.
definitely found the hook shot first.
How early?
I bel
While you were in Ice Palace, he died during the boss, and instead of going back in, he went up to Death Mountain and found the hook shot.
Yeah, because I felt extremely high in how late I got that hook shot because I felt in my mind that Jory could have gone straight to Swamp Palace, found the case of Mario, which means he could have gone straight to TR to get that Quake, which allowed him to access the Misery Mire. I fell behind since then.
Yeah, he definitely found the hook shot first, and like you said, pretty much went straight into Swamp Palace.
But instead of going towards Turtle Rock first, he did all the overworld checks.
Yeah, I did a lot of overchecks myself. I did pretty much everything, including out-of-the-way locations later on, including Catfish.
Yeah, we noticed you taking out your frustration more than once. It was quite entertaining.
Yeah, I just did that for just for comedy, of course. Like that boomerang, if I threw out the blind, I didn't know I could do that. I just did that on a whim.
And the mirror shield in Moldorm 2 chest.
By the way, where were the mail upgrades? I didn't find either. They must have both been in GT, I suppose.
The blue mail was in the Helmasaur key room.
And then
Oh,
we
man,
have no idea what the last one is.
Yeah, no one found red mail for this seed.
Silver's Rolls were pretty late too. I wanted to get them as early as possible, but that didn't turn out this case late. I made some questionable round decisions, I feel like my rounding pod was really weird. I think it probably would have been faster if I death walked, instead of just doing the loop around. And I knew that there would have to be a small key in the big key shed, so I just skipped that.
Yeah, I noticed that you went around to go to the back first instead of going up and grabbing those first two chests, like in the drop-down area. But I have to say,
I had a bit of couple of bad fights, like almost nights I completely messed up because I used my own strategy for the new Red Mile skip. But otherwise, most of the fights were pretty good. Like that Morphia though.
yeah, your execution for all the bosses were pretty top-notch. And the hammer strats on that moth was super clean.
Yeah, your boss fights were very nice. I was very impressed by that.
I think the only fight I probably could have easily done better was Aragus, because I tried to go for the Zero Cycle when he doesn't use the spin attack. It's extremely difficult to do. I haven't gotten it in a very long time.
Yeah, you only missed it by about 3 or 4 puffs.
It also makes some other questionable things, like I did go back to Eastern Palace quite early to check that green pendant. I got a little bit worried that if I found Kane first, Cookshot could be on pedestal, so I got a little worried about that. So I never went back to check the pedestal.
Yeah, Joey actually never did the back half of Thieves Town.
Yeah, I full cleared it, which I believe was nothing in it. I didn't find anything.
Yeah, Thieves Town was a complete bust.
There was also the other things I made mistakes with, like I actually tried to go to Swamp Palace, but I forgot I had the hook shot, so I just opted to check Grove Lake really quickly, the cave south of Stumpy, before heading into Ice Palace. I did mess up Ice Palace a little bit, like doing that bomb jump. I tried to do a fast strategy I came up with, but the bomb was not far down enough to knock me across the pit.
And GG to Joey, who's just finishing up himself.
Yep, GG to him.
Yeah, you were able to do some of those bomb jumps in Ice Palace that not a lot of people can do.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to do it, but recently there was a method discovered that if you have a sword, a spin attack will not release until you're on solid ground. While you're being pulled into a pit, your spin attack won't be released. That's what I did in order to get back to the big chest.
Well, congratulations once again on your win.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I'm just really nervous going to this tournament. I'm really, like, I felt I was on a roll at the start, like, turning that mushroom early, and then I just struggled so much to find the rest of my items, especially those boots.
Yeah, the boots and the hook shot, I think, besides obviously the Quake medallion, were a little bit of the trollier than usual, I think.
I felt like, though, if I did manage to do Spike Cape early, this could have been way faster. Like, I actually thought about doing it way early the first time I was at Death Mountain, but I was only at half my current magic, and it was not doable with my current health, so I opted to bail out on it. This could have gone a completely different direction.
I think Joey forgot to stop his timer.
Yeah, talking about that South of Grove check below Stumpy there. I thought you were gonna go route up to do like the hammer pegs and the blacksmith first before going to ice. What made you change your mind after searching that cave first?
It's just because, as I said, I was planning to go to Swamp Palace, but I have a huge hatred going into Swamp without the hook shot because it's such a huge trek to get back to Swamp Palace without doing it in one go. So I just thought to myself, like, I still had Ice Pass to do, so I just thought, quickly check Rogue Ledge just in case. Just went over there, like, I didn't feel like it was just worth to do the Smiths at that time. Like, I usually tend to do the Smiths to come straight into Swamp Palace full clear it. In terms of efficiency rounding, I did a low efficiency round this time around. For I did do quite a few like one-off locations. Like after I got those boots, I immediately went straight back to North Dark World to check all the bonk stuff and catfish.
Don't know if we're going to get Joey in for a quick interview, but I do want to point out that we're going to have races all throughout the day on all of the speed gaming channels, so please feel free to stick around and check those out as well.
And there's a few races going on the Link to the Past Randomizer channels.
Hey, Joey, GG.
Hey, thank you.
So, how did you feel about this seed?
Oh, it was trolly. I feel like I could have done a little bit better without a lot of those deaths.
I will say this much: your death in Ice Palace really helped you out.
Yeah, it actually did. Because going to the commentators here, you actually got the hook shot before me. I got the hook shot extremely late. It was like literally the last location I could check before going to Swan Palace without it.
I actually almost went to Spike Cave on my first trip up Death Mountain, but I didn't think I had quite enough health to do it, so I ended up not doing it.
Same here, actually. I lacked it, not full matches to even do it, so I didn't chance it. I just opt to maybe try it later, but I just end up putting it off for so long. I thought about doing it after Dark DM, but I just opt to get Spyro over with first and then just leave. Actually.
Yeah. And then the lovely Quake medallion hiding in T-Rock. I knew this run was going to require a turtle rock dive.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to be ahead of me at that point, since I got hook shot so late, because I felt like, in my mind, you could have gone the hook shot, gone straight into Swamp Palace, get the Cane Samaria, head right back to TR, and get the Quake down, allowing me to finish on Meyer.
I can't remember where Shovel was, but that was probably more important because I had no idea where Boots were going to be.
The shovel, I believe, was in the checkerboard cave.
Yes.
Correct.
And I think I put that collecting that off for a little while, completely forgot about it.
Yeah, no one found red mail, no one found the powder or the ice rod, so
Probably later in T-Rock or Cannon's Tower.
Yeah, I assume it would be, because I did right side first, so I ended up having to check 4 more extra chests before getting that big key.
I did right side first too. I actually didn't know where to watch on the speedrunning TV page, so I didn't realize you had finished 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, both players getting a sub 2 for the race. I think you're both going to go pretty far into it.
yeah, Joey, if I remember correctly, you only died to Mothula and Cold Stare, right?
I also died in Mini Moldorm Cave. I mean, honestly, if I had finished Cold Stare there, I probably wouldn't have had to go back through and full clear it. Which I think, that obviously cost a few minutes, but...
I did have a close death myself as well in Ice Pass, because as I was on my way back to the big chest, I was at about 3 hearts and I knew the freezers in that room were going to aggro and they would have one-shot me at that point, so I had to take my only blue potion I had.
Yeah, Datlossit, you had our hearts racing a couple of times.
Forgot I have to let this play out.
But once again, GG to both of you. It was a great race. Thank you both for coming in here and doing this quick little interview with us.
Thank you for hosting and commentating.
Thank you again for restreaming us.
Then we do have 3 other races going on. on Speed Gaming, Speed Gaming 4, and a Link to the Past randomizer. And then in 45 minutes, there's going to be 3 more races coming up. And all throughout the day, there's going to be races going on.
It looks like the next race on this channel is going to be Jam Evil versus Jam the Gun in, like you said, just about 45 minutes. So once again, thank you for watching, and by all means, enjoy the rest of your day.